You've ordered your morning espresso 100 times. You've never once thought about what's actually happening in that cup. These are 8 things about espresso that sound made up. And the last one is the reason this video exists. We'll cover the numbers, the golden foam, and why the machine was even invented. There's a pressure number that would put you 90 meters underwater, but the final fact changes every cafe you'll ever walk into. And to get there, we start with the most basic thing: what espresso actually is. Number 1. Everyone thinks espresso is just strong coffee, but it's actually an engineering recipe with numbers so strict they'd make a baker nervous. The Italian Espresso National Institute writes the official rulebook. It says a single shot needs about 9 bar of water pressure. A bar is just a unit of pressure. 1 bar is about the push of the air around you at sea level. It also needs about 25 to 30 seconds of water passing through the coffee grounds, the tiny pieces of coffee, and about 25 to 30 milliliters in the cup. That's 1 small sip. A double shot lands around 60 milliliters. That water pressure has to push hot water through tightly packed, very fine grounds. It must be strong enough to pull out the oils and the rich texture, but fast enough to stop before the coffee gets bitter. The early espresso machines from the 1900s through the 1940s could only manage about 1.5 bar. That's far too little. So that tiny cup on the cafe counter is one of the most precisely engineered things you'll drink all day. So that's the engineering recipe. Then what about the most visible thing it makes? That golden foam on top. Here's a funny story. Number 2. That golden foam is called crema, and it's younger than the espresso machine itself. Crema is a fine foam made of tiny gas bubbles mixed with coffee oil. The gas was trapped inside the beans during roasting. When hot water blasts through the grounds at high pressure, it forces that trapped gas out, and the gas gets whipped together with the oils on the way through, forming that golden layer on top. Here's the weird part. Espresso machines date back to the late 1800s, but for their first 60 years they didn't make crema. It only became a key feature in the late 1940s, when a man named Achille Gaggia built a machine with a lever. The lever pushed down and could reliably hit about 12 bar of pressure. That's roughly 12 times normal air pressure at sea level, high enough to force out that gas and oil mix every single time. People now judge a shot by its crema. Honestly, it's only about 80 years old. So, if the machine that makes the famous foam only arrived in the 1940s, the very first machines must be even stranger. And they are. Number 3. The first ever patent for an espresso machine, filed in 1884 in Turin, Italy, couldn't make a single shot at all. The patent, that's the official paper that says, "I invented this," belonged to Angelo Moriondo, and his machine brewed coffee in big batches, not 1 cup at a time. It was a bulky, steam-driven machine that made a big pot of coffee at once. There were no individual cups, no precision, and no crema. That's the ancestor of the machine sitting on every cafe counter today. The whole 140-year history of espresso starts with a machine that couldn't actually make an espresso. So the first machine couldn't make a single shot, and the foam came along even later. But none of that explains why the machine was invented in the first place. And the answer is way less romantic than you'd think. Number 4. It was built to make coffee faster for customers, and the name says so. In 1901, Luigi Bezzera filed a patent in Milan, and the title basically said it was a machine to prepare and immediately serve coffee. Desiderio Pavoni bought that patent in 1903, started the La Pavoni Company, and together they built the first machines sold to cafes. The reason was simple: cut wait times. Some machines of the era could make roughly 1,000 cups an hour, and the name itself tells you. Espresso carries 2 meanings at once. It means pressed out, because the flavor is forced from the grounds under pressure, and it also means made just for you. It's fast, made right away, made for one person standing in front of the counter. Nobody back then was treating a slow cup of coffee like a special moment. They wanted you in and out the door. And that speed obsession didn't stay in 1901. It became an entire national ritual. Number 5. In Italy, the real tradition is standing at the counter, drinking it in under a minute, and walking out. The locals call it al banco, which just means at the counter. A shot gets made, that's cafe talk for brewed. You drink it standing up, and in about 30 seconds the cup is down and you're gone. That habit is the machine's original purpose, still alive 120 years later. The machine was built to serve one customer fast, so the ritual that grew around it is fast too. There's no table, no seat, just a counter, a cup, and then you walk away. That standing ritual is the machine's whole purpose, right there in front of you. So that's the ritual the machine created. But now the numbers themselves get genuinely ridiculous. Number 6. Remember that 9 bar of pressure from the first fact? That's roughly the same pressure you'd feel at 90 meters underwater. Water pressure goes up by about 1 extra bar for every 10 meters down. So 9 bar is about 90 meters deep. That's nearly the length of a football field straight down. People who dive for fun are told not to go anywhere near that deep. But the little machine sits on the cafe counter, 2 inches from your hand. Yet it briefly recreates that deep ocean pressure every time it makes a shot. Get this, that same pressure would be dangerous for your body to feel directly, but it's happening right next to your hand before you take your first sip. So that same pressure has to go somewhere, and it goes straight into the coffee. Number 7. That 9 bar of pressure presses down on the coffee grounds with something like the weight of 2 grown men. The basket, the small metal cup that holds the grounds, is only about 58 millimeters wide, barely bigger than a coin. But when you multiply that pressure across that little circle, you get a force of roughly 240 kilos. That is a massive force on a tiny circle. That's about 530 pounds concentrated on a disc of coffee you could cover with your palm. That's roughly 1/4 of a ton of force pushing through those grounds every single time you order a shot. Picture 2 grown men standing on a tiny disc of coffee. That's how your espresso gets made. Now you know exactly what 1 shot of espresso is and what it took to make it. Here's one last surprise. It's the only drink on the whole menu. Number 8. Cappuccino, latte, macchiato, americano, flat white. All of them are the same espresso shot wearing a different costume. A cappuccino is espresso plus a lot of steamed milk and foam. A latte is the same shot plus even more milk and much less foam. Macchiato is the same shot with just a spoonful of milk foam on top. An americano is the same shot with hot water added. A flat white, a mocha, a cortado, all the same shot with a different amount of milk or water mixed in. Every fancy name on that menu board is the same 25 to 30 milliliters. Same 9 bar, same 25 to 30 seconds. The machine does the exact same thing every time. You've been ordering the same shot in a different outfit this whole time. So next time you're at the counter or reading the menu board, remember, that tiny cup is a precise, pressure-driven piece of engineering. It's made in 25 seconds under 9 bar of pressure. It took 60 years to even make its famous foam. It was built because people didn't want to wait. And it presses the grounds with the weight of 2 grown men. And it's the only coffee you've ever actually ordered in 7 different outfits. Now you know what's really happening in there.